If you see my TikTok videos, you'll nearly always see me land Steve's unblockable move. So today, I'm going to show you how to land them with a reasonable success rate if you follow the guide and the setups. So this video will either be split up into parts, and then the final video will be the full version in order to make it attention span friendly. Okay? So these are the topics which I'm going to cover today, step by step. Okay? So as a disclaimer, Tekken has now become a game of 50-50s, okay? It's a game where if there is no risk, there's no reward. And this tip is for those who want to have epic battles and a bit of fun during a match, okay? So instead of showing you some HD practice mode, comfortable videos, I'm going to show you a couple of extracts from my previous rank matches for every point I make. I'm going to try and limit them to maybe 2 or 3 for the sake of time. Apologize for the effects in advance, okay? Risk versus reward. So I've discovered a trick that's helped me to steal rounds, especially when at the brink of losing. That's why my comeback when I check my stats and heavy damage is 25 out of 25. And I want you guys to prosper from this as well, okay? So we're going to look at a couple of examples, okay? I feel like Steve gets nerfed every single time, and I feel like Harada has left this tool in here for us to use, okay? So I recommend using this hack only as a last resort and in the last couple of rounds within a set. Otherwise your opponent will get used to your flowcharts and counter it, okay? So, basic information. This move in Tekken 8 is up back 1-2 and it gives 70 damage. It comes in at 66 to 69 frames, okay? If you don't know what a frame is, just consider it as a microsecond. If I have a move that is 14 frames and you have a move which is 12 frames and we both attack at the same time, you will land your move on me before I do on you because your move requires less frames, okay? So generally speaking, this move is parry proof and grapple proof, okay? It can be used to whiff punish due to its excellent range and slightly evasive properties, and it cannot be ducked, okay? It hits in the midsection. So this tip works for any type of heat engager. I prefer using the Sonic Fang. So when you're dashing towards your opponent, you need to stop as soon as you can get as close as you can towards your opponent, right before they start lifting their head up. Then you press up, back, 1-2 to enter into the startup frames of the Unblockable. Half of the frames are safe because the opponent has to go through the recovery animation. So why does this tip work? So at this point, after the recovery animation, your opponent will either try to sidestep or try to counter you, maybe with a float jab or a punish move, right? However, this is highly unlikely because instinctively, when someone uses their heat engager and run towards you, you are conditioned to block due to the plus frames. So I found around 60 to 65% of the time, the opponent will be pressing back at this point to block, or they will panic freeze. And by the time they assess the situation, they would have already been hit by the Unblockable. So this is actually called deer in the headlight syndrome. And here are a couple of examples which I'm going to show you. So against Jack, he doesn't know what to do. He's moving back. By the time he realized what to do, he got hit with it. Same thing here with Victor. He ducks, he goes back, he doesn't know what to do, hit. Same thing here with Jin. He's thinking, thinks he can hit me, float jab, no, too late. He ran out of frames. Here with Hellrang, he tries to duck, tries to come forward, no, it's a mid. These are the setups. I've shown you level 1 already, which is any heat engager. We're going to go through level 2, 3 and 4. Okay, feel free to screenshot this if you want to. So standard power crush or guard break, whatever you want to call it. Sonic Fang is guaranteed after a power crush. Hit unblockable, 109 damage. Okay. So this is level 3 with 118 damage, okay? Yeah, against Kazuya, tries to go back, no space to go back, sorry. This match was a record for me because I completed this match in 7 seconds. It's a very, very valuable trick. Now this is level 4, okay? 124 damage, okay? Okay. See, try to duck. They don't know. Well, not yet anyways. Level 4 in action, so I'm going to show you when this trick doesn't work and when not to use it, or against what type of opponents not to use this trick on, okay? If you see your opponent sidestep, very sidestep happy, nope, forget it. Or especially opponents who like to backdash. I don't recommend using it against Yoshimitsu's because obviously they do that spin away. See, got float jabbed here, and I don't recommend it against Ravens because obviously they have them shadows. shadow clones. So my solution to this is to recondition your opponent, okay? So if you do your heat engager and you're dashing towards your opponent, I hold forward, press 2-1, hold forward, which will put me into peekaboo. Then I do the 1-2 peekaboo grapple, okay? And I'll give you the 10 count hit, okay? And don't worry, because if they throw escape, I have another solution for that as well. So right there, had a nice opportunity to hit an unblockable because I couldn't move. And you're gonna see another one over here. Especially when your opponent is close to the wall. And this also does serve as a whiff punish as well. So if they throw escape your 10 count, you're going to be at a very, very, very good distance to hit them with the unblockable in terms of a whiff punish. Because if they're a very aggressive opponent and right after the throw escape, they want to come and attack you or retaliate, with this unblockable, because Steve moves back a little bit, okay, it literally just gives you, it just gives you that, just enough to hit that unblockable. So I've realized another way to land an unblockable. If you know that your opponent generally doesn't tech roll, all you need to do is you need to micro dash towards them and stop at the right distance, okay? So normally what happens is they'll try to hit you, but because you're at the distance shown in the video, your opponent won't be able to hit you and you'll be able to charge up your unblockable. And because of the range of the unblockable, you can literally land it on them. And it works so many times. And this would be a whiff punish. So try this out. See, whiff punish. And I'm not too sure, but I think at one point in time, you may be able to whiff punish high attacks because I've noticed sometimes, or maybe that's just a hitbox issue. It's over. This is what I call fun. That's a knockout. Okay, so here I have Kazuya, here to block everything after the first hit. Up until this point, half of the startup frames of the unblockable is safe. At this point in the opponent's animation, they will either sidestep or try to counter you, which is highly unlikely, because instinctively when someone uses their heat engager and runs towards you, you are conditioned to block. So I find around 60 to 65% of the time, the opponent will be pressing back at this point in order to block whatever you're trying to do. Or most likely, which is the case, wondering what to do while staring at your unblockable startup, because it's very uncommon to see it. By the time they realize what to do, they would have already been hit by it. After the hit, you're going to sidestep left, then hit a 3-1-1, then a back 1 to get him back on the wall into flicker stance. If the players are too close to the foreground, the camera will rotate, so do keep that in mind when you do your Sonic Fan heat dash. So here it is from another angle. Then you just hit your rage. Timing is the hardest part, but with practice you can achieve this combo. I'm not that good at the wall, so it'll probably take you guys less tries than me. But it took me probably about 65 tries or something like that. If you're too fast with your sidestep, this will happen and you can't do the combo. If you're too slow, this will happen. If you're off axis, this will happen. So in order to solve the axis issue, here are some solutions. If you are off axis towards the left, after the unblockable, you go into peekaboo and hit a 1+2, then carry on as normal. And you can get a cheeky hit after the heat dash. Now this is what I call fun. And you actually get 135 damage combo with 178 damage in total with the setup. If you're off axis towards the right, you need to sidestep right, then carry on as normal. However, this is extremely hard to pull off. If you find this method too hard, then after the unblockable, sidestep right, then go through the Lionheart wall splat combo. So after that, you carry on the combo as normal and you're going to get 133 damage, same as the previous combo which I showed you. This combo does work on curved stages as well. But yeah guys, give this combo a try, especially if your opponent is wiping the floor with you near the wall. And if you pull it off, tag me in so I can see it. Shout out to all my Steve Fox mains out there, Mr. Bling N12 out.